And call me a hater, I don't care, but because I do love this franchise. I do. I love Borderlands, and I want to love Borderlands again. Make Borderlands great again. I want to love it again, but they're doing everything in their power to make me hate it. And I honestly, like, as far as like any excitement for like a potential Borderlands 4, like there's nothing there. Like, unless they somehow can redeem themselves, which I doubt, but
Check me out, I'm dancing.
I don't know. I've kind of just lost faith in Gearbox. Yeah, I've actually that's what I've been talking about, Jose, is the Borderlands movie trailer.
Ooh, but check me out.
I thought it looked pretty meh. Pretty mediocre, just not excited about it at all, to be honest. I'll probably see it just because I feel like I have the obligation to, as like a Borderlands content creator, just so I can talk about it as well on the stream and kind of give my full thoughts on it. But like, honestly, like, I know I'm not gonna enjoy it, probably. I don't know. At least judging from the trailer, judging from what I've heard and seen, I don't know. I don't know. And I know it sounds like I'm being overly negative and critical about it, but it's just giving my thoughts, you know, my 2 cents. Hell, even Jolt's dude isn't that, you know, looking forward to it that much. Again, I don't think even the most like die-hard Borderlands fans aren't, you know, I don't feel like they're that excited about it. I don't feel like it's a very hot take, to be honest. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, as you can see from the title of the stream, I'm just gonna be kind of messing around in Borderlands. I don't exactly know what I want to do. I think I'm just gonna do some Armory or something. Cromrax. Maybe just Armory. I don't know. I'm not gonna go for too long today though. Probably keep it on the shorter side of things. Just cause, you know, I've just had an exhausting week, you know. Let's go ahead and jump into it though. Stop. You know, I at least want to start making my way to the Armory or wherever the hell I'm going while I talk, but I also just don't want you guys to sit here and watch the menu, you know, this whole time. When I could be doing like actual things in the game, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short because it's been an exhausting week for me. I'm gonna be honest, guys. It's a miracle I'm even streaming this weekend. Well, it's not even the weekend yet, but that's part of why I'm actually streaming earlier, you know, like, just so I can kind of relax this weekend, because it's just been so crazy, you know. So that's another reason why it's going to be probably on the shorter side of things today, but we'll just kind of see, you know. We'll see how, if I, you know, maybe I'll get into it and we'll go for longer or something. We'll kind of see. I'm just playing it by ear a little bit, you know. I like to do that sometimes. Anyway, Jose, if you're still here, man, what did you think of the trailer? Like, are you... Because, I mean, if you guys are genuinely excited about it, like, tell me, you know, because I'm not going to hate or anything. Like, if you're excited about it, like, go off, you know, fucking do that, fucking be excited. It's just not, you know... Like, I don't know, it's just not for me, you know? It's just my opinion at the end of the day, but, you know, I don't want to stop you guys from enjoying it if that's, you know... I mean, I've always had that opinion about, like, even just, like, you know, I don't know, Borderlands 3, or really pretty much anything. Like, if you like it, cool. I mean, not any, you know, everything, but a lot of things. There's obviously certain things that are just like, if you like that, then you're fucked up, you know? But, like, this isn't one of those things. Like, you know, if you like Borderlands 3 or not pre-sequel, the new Tales from the Borderlands, then sure. I mean, if you like new Tales from the Borderlands, it kind of shows me what kind of, you know, person you are, like what kind of Borderlands player you are, and you know, not really a good way, but you know, I mean, go off. I mean, if that's what you want to, you know, enjoy. Don't let me stop you. You know. I mean, it might have sounded like right there, like, oh, I'm gonna judge you, but I'm not. Just, you know, it is what it is. Like, I know a lot of people enjoy. Honestly, a lot of people might enjoy new Tales from the Borderlands. I know a lot of people enjoy Borderlands 3 and Wonderlands and all that shit. So, you know, again, and it. I mean, hell, I don't even hate Borderlands 3. It's not my favorite. You know. Zealous, yes, I know what a warehouse is. Yes. I was waiting, honestly, I've been waiting for you to come in here and ask me some weird question like that. I've been waiting. And time has finally come again. Yes. Very big building that, you know, houses things, typically. I know what a warehouse is. Anyway, how you doing, man? I don't know why you like to come in here and ask that. You know, I know you're probably just trolling me or whatever, but anyway, T-Bone Junction. Zealous, what are your thoughts on the Borderlands movie trailer? Like it, hate it, or really anybody watching? Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Can you who've seen the trailer? Like, are you guys excited about the movie? Are you not excited? Because I'm genuinely curious, actually, just to know, like, you know, what you guys think. What my fan base thinks. I'm glad, man. Glad you're doing good. Supersonic, best game ever. It is. At least if you're talking about Borderlands 1. Yes. You're not trolling? That's concerning. Also, I still need to watch it. You should. Also, if you're wondering why I just have a butcher out, it's because I, you know, last time I played on this character was when I filmed my latest video, which if you guys haven't seen that yet, you should check out. Although I'm sure probably all of you have at this point. It's doing surprisingly well. I didn't think it would do well, but stand corrected. Which, by the way, to those of you who are wondering if I'm going to continue those videos, yes, I plan on it. Plan on making more obscure, you know, hidden, like more videos about obscure and hidden things within Borderlands. Alright, let's see, just I don't even care. I'm probably gonna go to the Armory, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think, Cromrax or Armory? Sometimes I just can't fucking decide, you know? Yes, I know what a certificate is. Like, you just think I'm dumb? I'm curious, like, why do you ask those questions? I'm curious. If you're not trolling, what is the intention? Because to me, it sounds like you're trolling. Unless you genuinely think like I'm an idiot or something. You know, partially I am, but you know. Armory. Let's do it. That's what I was thinking, actually. You read my mind. Thundercloud. It's just, like I said, it doesn't matter really. We're just fucking running there. It doesn't matter what I have out. Just pull out something. I hate just my inventory slots being empty like that. It bothers me, so. And of course the Mamba, I can't go without that. Also, let's equip some arsenal related items. For the purpose of that video, I did unequip like my arsenal stuff. Just because, you know, I wanted to kind of do it, and you know, I didn't want to confuse a lot of you guys. I feel like the only part that might confuse some of you is the part where I'm using the null, but then again, I do kind of specifically mention that I'm using a mod, and I, you know, mention what mod and everything. All right. Dandy man, sure. Hold on. Let me really quick. Just realized I don't have that pulled up. Pull that over here. There we go. I wish. Is there a way that I could? Yeah, there we go. Pop out the chat. There we go. There we go. I don't know if you could do that or not on YouTube. You can. Cool. You find it stimulating.
Report.
Oh hell. You know,
Hey man,
what you want?
all right. I think I'm just gonna go with the Godspeed. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the
Oh
Godspeed.
yeah, who's got the air? That's right, me.
God, I hate hearing myself like that. Do you know what a transistor is, Zilla? I'm gonna flip it around and ask you if you know what a transistor is. Alright. You know what I need to do is I need to go into Willow Tree and restart this mission, because I accidentally, you know, finished this mission, which I didn't mean to do a while ago. Actually, I did that because I like to farm that mission, you know, because it's fun. I think it's fun to do the Circle of Duty. But I accidentally completed it, and I have yet to go back in and fix that via Willow Tree. I actually was gonna do that when I was working on that video, and then of course I spaced it out. Which, you know, isn't really a surprise, to be honest. Hold on, let me bring up the chat here. I just can't really see all the comments. DDX, how you doing, man? Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming in. Always good to have you. All right. It's always good to have you too, Zealous, despite, you know, you asking me some weird questions sometimes. Alright, we gotta obviously kill Ajax on our way to the armory. Did I turn this all the way down? I did, right? Yeah. Oh shit. Just realized everything is fucking loud for you guys. No wonder. Oh, I really do apologize about that. I forgot that I didn't reset the volume because, you know, I record my videos in OBS now. And I turned up the volume, which I don't know why I did, because I don't even have like game volume in the video anyway, so I don't know why I did that, but I forgot to reset it. So I'm sorry if everything was super loud there. I'm glad I noticed that fairly early on. But I'm sorry if the volume was a little overbearing there. The game volume, anyway. Come on! Fucking get the mob out. That'll tear him up. Tear him to shreds. Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Maybe I was better off with the criminal. Fuck. Alright, and I'm always just, you know, I look at the reconstruction fee over there and I'm like, damn, dude, it always just baffles me how expensive it is to die in this game at a certain point. Lost $500,000 for dying right there. I mean, it doesn't matter, money's irrelevant at this point anyway, but I just find it to be interesting just how much you lose. I don't remember how much you lose in Borderlands, like the other Borderlands games. Like, once you're max level, but if it's equally as crazy or crazier, I don't know. Alright, I don't know why I'm fucking around with these guys so much. Just gonna launch myself up. We're gonna take it one step further. We're gonna... Oh, fucking... There's just so many enemies here. But, you know... It's kind of fun to to beat Ajax at his own game, you know, just fucking... He thinks he's so cool that he can fly around on a jetpack. But little did he know that I have a neutrino. I'm back to being a competitor in Pokemon trading card, the Pokemon trading card game. Oh, really? Like, that's cool. Like the real, oh fucking hell. Well, of course, it's the real Pokemon trading card game. For some reason, I was thinking like the video game, you know? I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. I think, isn't there like a Pokemon trading card game, like video game? But I'm obviously assuming you're talking about the, oh, fuck. Like actual, like, physical card game. Probably not talking about the game, the video game. Anyway. Are drifters immune to corrosive? Nah, I don't think they are. I don't think they're immune. I don't know if it's very effective. I don't think they're immune. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're... Are they even immune to any damage? I mean, as long as you hit them in their spots, you know, like it'll burst no matter what you use. I mean, it doesn't matter the element, I don't feel like. I mean, yeah, there might be certain elements that are more effective than others, but as long as you pop their little pimples, you know, you're good. I remember you posting your first ever Ajax Ogre. Oh yeah, the really shit one that I got. Which, you know, at the end of the day, it didn't matter how terrible it was or good it was. You know, it was just the fact that I found an Ajax Ogre, and really I was just showing how to get it and everything, you know, kind of talking about it. There's no way, there was no way I was going to farm for a perfect Ajax Ogre. Nor that I ever really would want to do that. I don't know, that just doesn't sound fun at all. Hold on. Still not showing the full chat. And also Pokemon... You say Pokemon Go is the main stage. Okay. Interesting. like the mobile phone thing. I need to get back to that. I used to play Pokemon Go. Haven't for a while. My latest thing I've been playing mobile game is which I haven't touched in a minute either. I actually haven't played any mobile games for a second, but the last thing I did play on my phone was the Monster Hunter. I think it's called Monster Hunter Now. Which, by the way, if any of you guys, you know, I've kind of mentioned it before on like Twitter one time, but if any of you guys want to add me on there, feel free. Same with like Pokemon Go and all that stuff. Like, yeah. I also play Pikmin Bloom, you know. I've dabbled a little bit in the Witcher mobile game. I just like those. I like those AR games. I think they're fun. Good incentive to, you know, walk around and get out of the house.
Never have enough stuff.
Can never have enough stuff.
All right, we got guns over here.
Shit, man. You know, I remember attempting to get into the Pokemon card game, which I have a bunch of Pokemon cards. I'd actually love to show you guys on stream one of these days. Have I showed you guys? Maybe I have done it once upon a time. It was on Twitch, if anything, though. I might have. I feel like I wanted to do that. I think I did end up doing that at some point, but I could be wrong. But I'd love to do that again and kind of show you guys some of my old-ass fucking Pokemon cards. I do have a few, like... what do they call, like, Gen 1 Pokemon cards? Just, like, original, you know, first edition shit, I think. Anyway. I mean, nothing like, you know, crazy. I don't have a Charizard or anything, but, you know, I've got some pretty cool cards. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I've got a lot of those as well. I used to collect as a kid. I'm glad I kept them. Definitely, you know, that's at least one thing that I kept from my childhood. I wish I would have kept a lot of the games from my childhood. That was something I fucking wish I kept. Because little did I know that years later I would turn into a retro game collector. And to prove to you guys that I'm, you know, just how crazy of a collector I am, I've purchased five total Castlevania games this month. Like old Castlevania games that are expensive. Couple being damn near $100. That's just how fucking insane I am. Like once I get obsessed with a series or whatever, I'm obsessed. You know, and Castlevania's kind of been that series for the last little while. And believe it or not, I've never always really been a big Castlevania fan. I was only really started because of some guy's video that I watched on YouTube, like retrospective, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in one of my last streams, but you guys should definitely check it out. It's honestly, his retrospectives are amongst like the best on YouTube in my opinion. So if you're into that sort of thing, you guys should check him out. It's I'm pretty sure he goes by I finished a video game, something along those lines. But yeah, he's fucking awesome. I think right now he's working on what is he working on? I don't remember. He's working on a new retrospective. It's gonna come out this month or something. But anyway, they're fucking. I mean, they're really long typically. So I don't know. It also depends on if you guys are Which, if you actually, you know, if you happen to be into retrospectives and stuff, you probably don't mind that sort of thing. But yeah, his retrospectives, including the Castlevania one, go for like, I think that one goes for like 7 hours. But yeah, man, he's just does such a good job, in my opinion. And I've seen a lot of different retrospectives. You know, that's actually one of my favorite things that I like to watch on YouTube nowadays is retrospective type videos. But out of all the ones that I've seen, out of all the creators, you know, the content creators that do that sort of thing, like his is probably my favorite.
Never have enough stuff.
Let's see. The metagame currently is the most turbulent and most open it's ever been too. There's so many viable decks. Oh, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. It reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just, it's kind of gone out of hands, at least with Yu-Gi-Oh! Just with the amount of shit, man. At this point, like, getting into those just sounds like a nightmare. Back when I was a kid, like, I don't know, I just feel like there's been so much added to those, like, and there's been so many different changes that's been made to account for all the new things, you know, that it's just like so many new rules and shit, you know, that they've added in. But it's almost like a completely different thing. And I can't say much about Pokemon, but at least with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I remember, I think like a year ago, I was kind of looking into maybe pulling out my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and actually using them, but I just... I like looking into tutorials and stuff, I'm just like, God, dude, this is so, like... So different from what I remember, anyway.
Always room for more loot.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, I haven't looked into Pokemon, like, you know, getting into the trading card game
It's nice to get
these days and what it's like, but at least with Yu-Gi-Oh! It just seemed... I don't know. There's a lot of changes that have been made over the years. You know, again, to accommodate a lot of the new shit, the new cards and stuff. George, how you doing, man?
always room for more loot.
Also, if you guys have anything that you know, because since I do plan on continuing that series, you know, of covering like obscure and hidden things in Borderlands, if you guys have obscure and hidden things that you would like me to cover, then feel free to tell me. The thing is, though, I really want like really obscure and hidden shit, which I feel like might have been kind of obvious from that video, the first video that I made. Just because of like what I covered in it, I just feel like it was very, very obscure stuff. Other than maybe the chests, at least with one of the chests, there's definitely, I feel like, many people that might know about it. I don't know. It really depends. I'm actually not sure. But I feel like,
Armaments here.
especially 4 of the 5 things that I covered in there are probably something that a lot of people don't know about. And that is kind of what I want to stick with. You know, because I feel like I've seen a lot of those kind of videos before where it's just like them talking about like Easter eggs and stuff that are pretty well known at this point. You know,
This'll help.
but I want to take it to the next level. You know, hell, I actually really want to cover like more cut content and stuff like that as well. Stuff that only very few people would really know about.
Always nice to get resources.
Stuff that you'd have to also dive into UDK to understand or even figure out. which is why I want to. I'd like to collab more with TCD and Sleepmaster and all them, and you know, figure something out, because I know there's a lot more stuff. Like, I could talk about the grenade launchers that were cut from the game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know about that. I know there's a mod that kind of brings them back, so I could kind of, you know, show that off a little bit as well, give people an idea of what they would have been like, you know, just as an example. And someone came into my comments in that video and actually brought up some really interesting stuff that was cut, and I probably would talk about that as well. But again, I really want to go over
All right, we got guns over here.
you know, like really obscure things. And like I said, this chests, like the chests that I covered in it may not, it kind of depends, I guess, on, you know, who you ask. I do feel like they're not really that, you know, well known, especially the like I said, the well, the one in the Sunken Sea that I covered, that one was, you know, I don't think a lot of people know about that one, but you know, again, chests though can be a little bit iffy, you know, like but I would like to kind of stray a little bit more maybe away from that going forward, and just really just kind of get crazier and crazier, you know. But we'll just kind of see. I don't know.
Enough stuff.
Anyway, that's kind of where I want to take the series, is just really, which I do think was, you know, I kind of made obvious at just with that first kind of episode. I really want to keep going in that direction, and maybe, you know,
All right, we got guns over here.
like I said, cover even crazier stuff. You don't think it looks bad, the movie? And that's fine. I mean, I actually mentioned earlier in the stream that, like, you know, if you think it looks fine, like, that's, if any of you guys think it looks fine and you want to see it or whatever, like, that's perfectly cool. But it's just, in my opinion, I think it looks, it's hard to really, you know, give like a full, you know, I don't want to say it like looks absolutely terrible yet, because it's just a little trailer. Like, I want to save my full thoughts, you know, when I actually see the movie, because like I said earlier in the stream as well, that I'm probably going to see the movie just because I feel obligated as like a Borderlands fan, and as a content creator. I just feel like I should probably see it so I can, because I know a lot of you guys are probably going to ask me like, oh, what do you think, what did you think of the movie and shit. Hell, the very first question I got in the stream, I think, was, you know, did I see that trailer? Or what did I think about the trailer? I can't remember what it was, but something like that. Something to that extent. So, I probably should go see it, you know, despite me not really wanting to that much, but I would be, you know, interested just for the fact that I can talk about it, you know, and yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and off myself here so I can come back in and keep farming. Panzer Dragoon games, dude. Speaking of Panzer Dragoon, like that guy that I just mentioned who did those retrospectives, I finished a video game, he did a Panzer Dragoon retrospective. You should check it out. It's so good, and as somebody who had no idea what the series was about, like, it got me so interested. Like, all of his videos, even on games like I really didn't care about, which included Castlevania. I'm gonna be honest, like, the only Castlevania game I had played as a kid was the one on the N64, and outside of that, I just was not really a big fan. But his videos fucking changed me, man. Like, it goes to show, like, I mean, hell, like I said, I purchased five Castlevania games this month alone, just after watching that video. Which is absolutely absurd, especially given the prices of those said games. I mean, hell, I wouldn't get that many games in a month anyway. I do get a lot of games. You know, I'm kind of a game collector at heart. I've always have been. But man, like, it's crazy. Like, I don't want to... I don't know. Like, it's kind of an understatement, really, just how, like, obsessed I am with Castlevania now. A Link to the Past. Nice, dude. That's one I want to eventually check out as well. What am I doing exactly? Jesus. Alright, you got kind of distracted. You don't want to know what I paid? Yeah, I can imagine it was a lot. I did end up buying, after that video though, I did end up buying the Panzer Dragoon remake on the Switch, which I still have yet to play, but I plan on playing at some point. Because it genuinely looks like a lot of fun. He did talk about that one as well. I mean, he went over all of them. And it just, you know, like, his retrospectives really made me kind of wish that I was, like, you know, that I would have been more into those series growing up. Like, because it's like, man, I really missed out on some shit, dude. I really fucking missed out.
Yes, it's time to rise higher.
I can't remember what he said about it, but it looked pretty cool. I mean, visually, like, I remember the game was fucking cool looking. Because I think that was that the last Panzer Dragoon game that was made? I think it was, right? It was the one on the Xbox. Dude, that is insane, man. That is crazy how many times you've played Ocarina. It feels like you've played through that game so much, especially within like the last like year. Like, I feel like a lot of those playthroughs were just in the last year alone. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what, at least what it seems like. Which is insane. Like, that is some die-hard shit right there. Some dedication. You traded in your old Sega. Ah. Dude, I've... Oh, man. If there's anything that I regret growing up is that, dude. It's just trading in my old shit, man. Like, hell, I had so many Pokemon games. I had Heart Gold with the fucking little, what was it like? It was like the Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go. What was it called? The Pokewalker, whatever it fucking was called. I don't know. Anyway, you guys might know what I'm talking about. But that shit, like, getting the game with that is, I think, isn't it like $400? I might be stretching that. It's between, I think, like $200 to $400 or something like that. I swear. Look at that Invader, though. I don't know. That looks pretty decent, actually. But I had that shit. I had it. And I got rid of it. And the reason I got rid of these things is so I can buy more games as a kid, you know? Like, I didn't have money growing up. I just... You know, there's only so much my mom would be willing to pitch in, you know? And, you know, there's always, like, a new game around the corner, and I just was like, oh, I'm gonna sell these games. But guess what? Guess what? I sold these games to GameStop and got, like, a fucking penny, man. I got hardly anything out of it. And I mean, looking back now, I'm like, man, that was so stupid. But you gotta remember, I was a kid. You know, I didn't know any better. I didn't know GameStop was... I thought that was like normal, you know? I thought it was normal to get shit, you know, out of your games.
Always nice to get
But man, that... it just sucks. It sucks. So like most of the time, I pretty much didn't even, like, you know, when I sold those games, I didn't even get enough for like a new game, like a new AAA game, new $60 release. It just wouldn't even be enough. And thankfully, there is a few things I kept, but for the most part, man, I got rid of a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Also, a lot of systems as well that I've had to rebuy. Not fun. Like just not even that long ago, I had to rebuy a Wii because I got rid of my old Wii. Pretty sure I've had like several Wiis because I've gotten rid of some and then I wanted them again and then I fucking sold them again, and no longer am I making that sort of mistake. Anyway, I know that I'm not like the only, like there's a lot of kids that have made those mistakes. Because as a kid, I don't know, you don't really have the foresight, you know, you don't really think ahead. And I know I had people like my parents telling me like, oh, you should keep those games, you might want them later. But like as a kid, I just was like, I don't know, I was like, I didn't give a fuck, you know. But man, I wish I did. I wish I gave a fuck, because... Again, that is probably like one of the biggest things that I regret growing up doing, was selling all that old stuff. Especially now that I'm a goddamn retro game collector. Like, it just pains me to think about. You kept your NES from 1987, PS1 from 95, the Sega stuff's all gone. You two traded them in, yeah. I think a lot of us did. I think that's kind of like, that was the whole idea. It was just like, oh, you know, there's a new game that's coming out. I don't have the money, but I'm hoping that selling my old shit will, you know, give me enough money, when in reality probably wouldn't. At least if you were like me and sold it to GameStop. Like maybe if you listed it online or something and knew about that shit, but as a kid, I thought what they gave you at GameStop was like normal, until eventually I realized that it was not, and it was garbage, and then I wasted so much money. Like hell, even if I didn't want those games back, like I would have still been mad at myself for selling them to GameStop. Like, don't sell your games to GameStop. Just don't do it. They give you crap, man. I've had my GameCube since 2010. I've had my Wii since 2008. Nice. That's definitely a pretty decent amount of time. But yeah, I'm trying to remember when it's hard to really recall exactly how long I kept stuff, to be honest, but I know I've gone through several of the same system. Like, I'm pretty sure I've gone through like many N64s as well. Many. If they ever remastered Conker's Bad Fur Day, dude, me too. Me too. I love Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's good to see Conker's fan in here. That shit was awesome. And honestly, I know this is a hot take, but I actually kind of enjoyed the remake for the Xbox. I didn't like the uncensored or the censored aspect, but outside of that, I honestly felt like it was a pretty decent remake of the game, and it looked very good. Like for an Xbox game, like an OG Xbox game, it looked really good. I still think it looks good to this day. And that multiplayer mode is pretty awesome. I do think it kind of got a little bit too much flack, you know. A lot of the people that gave it flack were people that, you know, hated the censorship, which, again, I understand that. I hated it too. But I don't think it broke, you know, I don't think it made or break the game for me, you know. Well, I know for a fact it didn't, because I still enjoyed it, despite that. But, yeah, it'd be great if they could, hell, even release that again, but, like, make it uncensored. Like a basically remastered version of that version of the game would be kind of cool. You know, uncap the frame rate and put it on PC and all that stuff, which, I don't know, I get the feeling Conker's dead at this point. They've kind of butchered Conker. Turned him into like this kid-friendly character, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know. I don't know the last time we've seen Conker. I haven't kept up with it, but Conker's not the, you know, the dark humor furball that we came to know and love growing up. Like, the complete opposite now. I'd love to see a new Banjo game. Honestly, I just miss Rare. I miss Rare. Ever since Microsoft bought Rare, man, it just was a downhill spiral. There was some decent stuff to come out from them. I liked, was it Camino? Is that how you say it? Camino? Grab by the Ghoulies was probably like my favorite thing, though. Favorite game from them, which is probably another hot take. Like, favorite game from that time, from after, like, they bought, after Microsoft bought them out. I actually enjoyed that game. I know that's, again, that's probably a hot take. But, I love Grab by the Ghoulies. Was he kid-friendly originally? He might have been. I don't know. I can't remember. You don't think the original Banjo aged that well? They probably didn't. But, I don't know. I have so much nostalgia for Banjo. Banjo was one of my favorite, and still is one of my favorite video game series of all time. Like, it's just a lot of the, you know, Rare games. GoldenEye, obviously classic, Donkey Kong 64, fucking what else, man? Perfect Dark. Oh man, Perfect Dark, dude. Weren't they making a new Perfect Dark game? I can't remember. I don't feel like we've heard anything about that though for a while. Could be wrong. I swear they announced one. Also, another hot take, I kind of enjoyed Perfect Dark Zero. Then again, I played that game growing up as a kid, so take that how you will. So, you know, I kind of have a little bit of nostalgia for it. You know, if I played it now for the first time, I would probably hate it. But since I grew up with it, you know, yeah. Blinded my nostalgia a little bit. And I just have a lot of fond memories. Like, one of my favorite things to do on that game was playing Infection with my friends. Oh, that shit was so fun, man. So much fun. So many memories of that. Finding, like, the best place to camp out, you know, and survive against the hordes of skeletons. Shit was fun. See how long you can last, you know, if you can actually fucking make it to the end of the round, you know. Which more than often, or more often than not, usually happened where, like, it didn't last, you know. Typically, we'd all end up getting infected at some point because it got insane. Got fucking crazy, man. It's a shame what happened to Banjo, and just Rare in general, though, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. And it was kind of cool seeing them bring back GoldenEye, but it was kind of a disappointing re-release. Like, they didn't even bring back the remastered version that was cut. Which I'm pretty sure you can play that on PC, by the way. If you have a PC, you can play that shit and, like... I think you have the, you know, you pretty much have the full experience. There might be some bugs with it, but, yeah, I think it's perfectly playable. Whoops. Didn't mean to equip that, sorry. Meant to equip a neutrino. Whatever the hell that is. There.
Watch out for that ball damage.
Yeah, not a bad setup, dude. Not a bad setup. I miss the PS2 days. You could buy a game, pop it in, and play it. I know. Me too, man. I think a lot of us do. Nowadays, it's fucking, you know, at least with the AAA industry, man, it's just every game has to have a battle pass. Every game has to have the biggest file size imaginable. Every game has to have microtransactions and DLC and just, oh god. Oh, and you know, and of course an egregious price tag. You can't forget that. Now, a game that kind of defies that and, you know, and kind of strays away from that is Elden Ring. Now, you know, I've actually kind of forgot to, you know, it reminds me about the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC trailer. Oh my god, so excited about that. I don't know if you guys, at least know George, you're interested in Elden Ring, right? I'm pretty sure you came in here and told me you've played it. Actually, I think I know you did, yeah. But I don't know if any of you, anybody else in here is interested in Elden Ring, but man, I am such a huge Elden Ring fanboy, man. I can't wait for that DLC. Now, that is a From Software's game company who makes AAA games and fucking delivers, dude. They don't have the egregious fucking, you know, monetization tactics. They don't have live service shit, which that was something I forgot to mention. Live service stuff, man. Every fucking AAA game has to have that too. They don't have that. They don't have the, you know, always online garbage. You know, the microtransactions. They do have the DLC, but this DLC, at least, you know, I can't say for certain. You know, I can't be like, yeah, it's going to be fucking amazing, but I could say with almost, you know, 100% certainty it's probably going to be pretty good, you know, just judging from everything else that they've done. But yeah, typically when they make DLC, it delivers as well, you know. So I'm pretty confident about how it's going to turn out, you know, and I wish other game companies like Ubisoft and EA and all them, they would take notes, you know. They would take notes. I'm pretty sure, wasn't there like an uproar about Elden Ring and how like there's a lot of Western developers that were upset about this, how the success of Elden Ring. That was so stupid. God. And what I mean by stupid is like, it was just pathetic that they, of course, like they would do that. Of course they would, you know, be like, oh my god, how could Elden Ring do so well? How could, you know, how could somebody make a AAA game and, you know, not be, you know, for it to not be this greedy mess of a video game? It has every, you know, bullshit tactic thrown at the player, you know, and like just a genuinely passionate, like you know, you could tell like with From Software, even with stuff like Dark Souls 2, like you just tell the passion that they had You know, despite Dark Souls 2 being one of their, you know, most critiqued games, like, there was clearly a lot of heart and soul put into it, you know?
All right, we got guns over here.
But it seems like just nowadays, like, every game, man, every AAA game has to have something, you know, just some sort of, you know, bullshit. And that's what I like about From Software, is that they're one of the few AAA developers who actually, you know, they don't do that. They actually care about their games and their fan base, and they care to make you know, they have the passion that I feel like the gaming industry often lacks these days, is the passion, you know, to make a genuinely good video game. I miss those days when that was a thing. You know, when games had to be shipped complete and, like, you know, there wasn't DLC, you couldn't ship a half-ass game and release the rest of it with DLC and Battle Pass, you know, shit later. Like, it would be complete right from the get-go. And if there was DLC, it would just be like, you know, the game would come finished, so like Elden Ring, for example, and then they would release, like, extra stuff later on an already completed game, you know. Whereas I feel like a lot of DLC is just like, just kind of tacked on there, you know, to an unfinished product, you know. It's an excuse to basically release the game in an early access state, you know. Like, ship it as something, you know, complete, right? Quote unquote complete. And then release the rest of it later as DLC and charge people extra money. Probably, you know, charging like $70 or whatever, you know, since that's the standard nowadays. And then charging like $30 extra for a season pass. Honestly, maybe even more. Man, it seems like, you know, especially with that $70 price tag, like having like a collector's edition typically is like $100, you know, if you want like the extra goodies. Even if it's just like the lowest tier, typically I feel like is $100, and it's just insane. There's so many AAA studios that are also just, you know, their DLC and deluxe edition bundles are really lackluster as well. You know, it's like a few skins or something. Oh yeah, here's a battle pass and a few skins. That'll be worth $100, you know. Fucking quality content right there. Quality. Anyway, I could go on and on about the gaming industry and just how much garbage is, you know, being pushed out nowadays. But again, companies like From Software just give me, you know, a glimmer of hope, you know? And it's also made me appreciate a lot more indie titles, you know? Stuff like Hollow Knight, you know, because there's a lot of passion that lies there with those games. Now, if you want some fucking gems for games, like, you know, indie games are where it's at, especially. You do need to. Anybody who hasn't played Elden Ring needs to. It's so good. Especially if you're into, you know, open world games. It's phenomenal. I mean, I'd really check out any From Software game. Even Dark Souls 2. I mean, I personally like Dark Souls 2. But, which, you know, it actually reminds me I need to go back and finish up Armored Core. I still haven't finished Armored Core 6. I started it, and I kind of got sidetracked with some other games. But I need to go back and... I'll probably finish that up before the new Elden Ring DLC, which comes out a few days before my birthday, I think. Yeah, I think it does, which is kind of exciting. So I can kind of look forward to that as like an, you know, birthday present in a way.
Resupply. Always room for more loot.
Kingsfield, oh yeah, that was something I never grew up playing, but I've seen videos about Kingsfield. I actually started playing this game that's kind of, in a way, like a spiritual successor to Kingsfield, or you know, it's very inspired by Kingsfield. It's called Lunacid. Very good. From what I played, I still, that's something else I need to go back and play, but yeah, that's from what I played of it, it's very Kingsfield. Which again makes sense given that it's, you know, like that was clearly the inspiration for that game. Playing Ocarina brings you back, yeah. It's like me right now with Castlevania.
Always room
At least, like, you know, the ones I've been playing on the GBA and the DS. It's just like, man, these are some fucking good games, man. Like, I just finished Aria of Sorrow. A lot of people think that Symphony of the Night is like the best Castlevania game, but I don't know, man. There's some, like, Aria of Sorrow is fucking amazing. And thankfully that is one of the Castlevania games that have been kind of remastered and put on modern systems. Like, you can play it on the Switch right now as well. But if you're into Metroidvanias, it's so good. And like I said, I was also, you know, highly recommend watching I Finished a Video Game's video on like his retrospective on the series, because it, especially if you're skeptical about Castlevania, you don't really have much interest in it, like me, before I watched the video. Like, I came, you know, after I finished that video, I just was, you know, I don't know, man. I was so, like, into it after that, which shows, considering I purchased 5 fucking games in a month from the series.
This'll help.
Zelda 2, I don't know, man. Zelda 2, now that is a game I've heard mixed things about on the NES. But I honestly don't know much about Zelda 2, to be honest. What's it? It's called what again? You talking about the Castlevania game I mentioned, the Aria of Sorrow? I don't know if that's what you're referring to. That might have been. But if you're wanting to play it like on like the Switch, for example, I think you can play it on other platforms as well. I could be wrong, but at least on the Switch, it goes under the Castlevania Advanced Collection. It's one of the games in that collection. There's like 3 games in there. But for me personally, I just got it on the Game Boy, you know, because I'm a game collector, man. To my own detriment. Or often to my own detriment, anyway. Like, it's hard being someone who hates spending money, but who also enjoys collecting games. It's a very difficult combination to live with, but I try not to let that get too in the way of, you know, enjoying my hobby of collecting games. I don't know. Sometimes it can be hard, like this month especially, you know, buying 5 Castlevania games that are kind of pricey, and 1 month is a little bit, you know, like, it's kind of hard to, it's a hard pill to swallow for me. Oh, the Kingsfield successor game name. Lunacid. Lunacid. It's on Steam. I don't know if it's on any other platform,
Always room for
but
Borderlands.
yeah, it's on Steam. Definitely check it out if you're into Kingsfield. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty popular now because I actually came to know about it after watching a video from Iron Pineapple. I think that's what he goes by on YouTube, and he's like a he's a big like Souls YouTuber, but he's been doing these videos for the last while where he covers Souls games you probably have never played or whatever, like just dumpster diving for like these Souls games or whatever, or Souls likes, and that was one of the ones that came up, and it turned out to be a pretty fantastic Kingsfield esque game. And that's how I ended up getting into it and buying it in the first place. Actually, it was from him. Yeah, another YouTuber who influenced me. Oh, the fucking word. Am I the only one who hates the term influencer? Fucking hate it, man. You use save states. I would definitely use save states myself. I don't think it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating. I don't know. If a game has a save state built into it, like I would, that's a remaster or whatever, I would use it. I think that Advanced Collection has it built in. Because honestly, some of those old games, man, like those old Castlevania games, can be kind of brutal. I don't know, just... Yeah. And I guess I'm just so used to having my handheld saves, especially those games where you can just save anytime you fucking want to. Like a Bethesda game or something, I don't know. But, save's coming. Save's coming my way through, but... Yeah, I don't know, I like being able to just save whenever the hell I want to, typically. And with that, honestly, you can kind of, like, you don't have to abuse that system. You can save as frequent or as little as you want to, But for me, typically, I end up abusing that shit and saving a lot, because I just like to save a lot in games, I'm the kind of person who plays Bethesda games and just saves every fucking second after everything I do. I'll go into my inventory and, like, chug some, or, eat some food, scarf down some food, chug some potions and stuff, and I'll save after that. Then I'll do a little bit of damage to the enemy, and I'll save again. I'll go back into my inventory and eat some more food, scarf down more potions, and then I'll save again, Like, I'll probably save at least, like, 10 times in one fight. And that's just how I roll, Because I just, honestly, I don't think it's fun to, like, when you die in a game and you have to repeat, like, shit. Like, sometimes it just gets fucking old, when you have to, like, especially if the thing you have to repeat is some stupid monotonous task, like going in your inventory and, like, like, you'll constantly die, and then you'll have to, like, go back and, like, fucking scarf down that food and potions again, like, over and over. You're like, I'd rather, like, avoid that part. That's why I save extra, so I can fucking, like, if I die, I'd rather just, not have to, like, I'd skip that part, especially, like, stuff like that. Like, it saves me from, like, the monotonous stuff of having to, reload, Because I don't mind, like, starting a fight over, but it's, like, it's just the certain monotonous aspects of, like, some of that stuff. Or if there's, like, a lengthy period of time before the fight where it didn't save and I was, like, just running through this fucking area and then, like, I have to redo that again. If I can avoid that, like, I probably will, just for the sake of time and, I don't know, my sanity, Especially if I know, like, the fight's gonna be difficult. Anyway, that's just me though. Stalker games, yeah. I actually own one of the Stalker games. I can get it out right now and show you guys, but I gotta find it again. It's in here somewhere. It's one of the Stalker games. I don't remember which one it is. It's one of the old ones. But I tried to get into it. I just never got into those games. I wanted to, but they just confused me. They were scary though. And that was another thing. They scared me, man. Because I played them when I was younger. I remember actually buying it at like fucking Target, I think. Back when Target used to sell a bunch of PC games. Man, I miss when like just fucking, you know, your average like stores like Target or hell even like stores like Smith's would sell. Like I remember when Smith's used to sell fucking video games. That was crazy. That was also around the time when like things like Blockbuster were still a thing, and like Hollywood Video. Man, I miss those days. I just miss being able to go into the store and finding a brand new copy of like a GameCube game or a DS game. Man, I'd love to just be able to go back in time just to be able to experience that again. Going into the store and one of the stores that I don't even think is a thing anymore is Toys R Us. That was one that I loved to go to, and I'd always go in there. I'm pretty sure that's actually where I got my very first Game Boy Advance. Like I remember right when it came out, fucking went to a Toys R Us and picked that shit up, man. Never forget that. I wonder what happened to that store, actually. I'm the kind of person though who misses shit like fucking Albertsons. I don't know if any of you guys I'm talking about there, but or like, fucking Kmart. I don't know, man. Even if those stores were like, they didn't really need to exist, but there's a certain nostalgia that I had for those. You can tell I'm just a very nostalgic person, even for the most like weird things. Looking like a grocery store or something. I don't know. Am I the only one who is like that? Who misses shit like fucking Albertsons? Even if it was basically like just Walmart or Smith's. Like it didn't need to exist, and there's a reason why. I think it went out of business and stuff. But anyway, sorry, I'm really fucking ranting here. What time is it? How long have I been going for? Probably too long, actually. I said this was going to be a shorter stream, but here I am, probably streaming for like 2 hours. Nope, I've actually only been going for an hour and 21 minutes. That's surprising. Well, I do think I am going to wrap it up here, guys. Since I did say I was, only going to go for not too long tonight. And the only reason for that is because I'm just absolutely just exhausted from this week. I've had a kind of a crazy week, and I need to rest up. I need to go sleep, honestly. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, despite it being a little bit shorter. I had fun just doing a little bit of Armory farming and stuff, and talking to you guys about, games and everything. Fucking Albertsons, Kmart. Jeez. Let's see, where the hell did the chat go? Fuck. Where did the chat go? Oh, there it is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I appreciate you all watching, as always. Yeah, as far as the next stream, I might, who knows, I might do another stream this weekend, depending on if I, can feel better. But yeah, I'll try to kind of, keep you guys posted. I know I say that, and I never do, but I'll really try this time. I'm gonna really try to make more of an effort to, you know, kind of let you guys know ahead of time when I stream and everything, and just even if I don't stream, just like, you know, fill you guys in more. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and y'all take care. Peace out, everybody.